What's going on, guys? Welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. So today I'm going to take a look at Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and let you guys know if this is possibly the best Call of Duty made to date. Is it? Let's find out. So what's going on, guys? Like I mentioned, I'm going to talk a bit about Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and the copy I'm holding obviously is the Xbox One. My entire testing was done on the Xbox One X, and all the footage I'm going to share with you guys throughout this video will be footage that's directly captured on the Xbox One X. So good for you guys who don't know how great that capture ability is. It's awesome. I'll show you guys. So I want to preface this by saying that I am a huge COD fan. All right, so I've been playing COD for the longest time. I still remember the days. Modern Warfare 2 was the one for me where it really just took off. And I remember coming back home from college at the time, and every single day, me and my buddies, we'd just be playing online, lobby after lobby after lobby, and I just can't get over that feeling. And since then, I think it's probably safe for me to say that a lot of you guys have a similar experience, that since then we've been trying to get a Call of Duty that's really just as good as the original Modern Warfare series or Black Ops 1 and 2. And ever since the whole jetpack stuff started coming out with Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, the series just started tanking, right? And I think let's all just agree on that. Everybody knows that Call of Duty for a long time has starting to get shit on. Nobody was really enjoying the game that much. There was too much wall running and double jumping and all this kind of stuff, and you're getting shot 360 degrees and people are doing all kinds of weird stuff in the games. Thankfully, with World War II and now with Black Ops 4, they stopped that. And I think I'm just gonna go out and say this. I actually think this might be one of the best CODs that have been released since like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3. Again, that's my opinion. Gaming is always subjective, right? So I'll just say that out loud again. Like, doesn't matter if you get your reviews from IGN or ACG or anyone, it's kind of a subjective experience. What they like might not necessarily be what you like. What I like might not necessarily be what you like. And of course, what you like might not be what we like. But that being aside, I guess what I'm trying to say here is I want to talk a little bit about some of the new things that they've introduced in the Black Ops 4 game and some of the stuff that they took away. And I'll just go through why I think that this game is solid and some things I think that could use, a patch or two to get better or something they should have included. So let's start off with the good stuff. So a couple of things right off the bat. What I love in this game right now are the maps, okay? And anyone who's been a Call of Duty fan of the series knows that they brought back a lot of maps from the original Black Ops 1, including Jungle, they brought back Firing Range, they brought back Slums. I think that was a Black Ops 2 if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was Black Ops 2. But, and there's one more that I can't think of. Summit, that was another one. When I didn't know that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was gonna have these maps. When I played the beta, they didn't show us these maps. They showed all the newer maps that are coming. Overall, just super amazing. Like, it was a different feeling getting back into a Black Ops 1 game and playing that map and reimagined, and it looked really cool. Because at first I didn't recognize right away that this is Summit. And when I started, I'm like, hey, I know this map. I remember this area. I know this doorway where everyone's always coming in and out of. And so it just like caught on really well. The hit detection in the game, fantastic, okay? I know people complained about that in the beta. They've really improved it. No problems there whatsoever. The game runs at a solid 60 frames per second. I know Digital Foundry did a video, so before you guys give me shit for this, Digital Foundry did a video on this, on the resolution during the beta time. They haven't come out with one that's original. I'm hoping Activision and Treyarch did something between September 22nd, when Digital Foundry put out that video, and the time of the actual final release of the game. With that being said, the game runs at a solid 60 frames per second. Of course, you're gonna have dips here and there, but it's good to see that the consoles are actually running 60 frames per second on first-person shooters because frame rates do matter, especially for FPS games. Other than that, the resolution, again, it's 4K most of the time, and it drops down to about 1900p on the Xbox One X, and I've heard that on PS4 Pro, it kind of jumps down to like 1800p. All right, another thing that I really liked is they brought back one of my most favorite guns in the game, the Scar H. Of course, it's not called the Scar H, they call it the Rampart 17. It shoots exactly like the Scar H from Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and it looks just like it. Everything is just like it. And when I picked that up, like, for me, guys, this was like a walk in memory lane. Like, they really brought back some of the old stuff that really took this franchise off in the start, and they brought it back and they executed it really, really well. This game, by far, in the last like 4 or 5 CODs that have come out, is the best. I can't say that enough. I think this is really the best. Again, like I mentioned, this is my opinion, so take that with a grain of salt, but it is by far the best. Now, one thing that was really, really sketchy, you know, and here's my like last thing that I'd say that was really good about the game. I thought Blackout was gonna suck. I didn't participate in the beta for Blackout, so I didn't have a taste of it at all. And you know, coming from me, I played Fortnite like barely and PUBG barely. I'm not a big Battle Royale person because I suck at it, to be honest. I'm not good at Battle Royale games. And you know, it was so frustrating with Fortnite. You shoot someone, they start building something in front of you. That freaking drives me insane. So when I jumped into a few maps of Blackout, this thing is so well executed. Like, there's a smile coming to my face just talking about it, because I'm just thinking about it was so well executed. Like, I'd never seen a map this huge in Call of Duty, and I think, you know, they gave the ratio that it's like 1,500 times the size of Nuketown or something like that, some ridiculous amount, and you're probably never gonna scale the entire map unless you play the crap out of it. But it's so well balanced with one flaw, and this is a pretty big flaw. This actually dives into one of the cons. The armoring system inside Blackout is terrible, okay? And what I say is, someone picks up a level 1 or level 2 or level 3 armor and you're shooting him, even if he's not facing you, chances are you're gonna die unless you're headshotting that person consistently. Now, to me, that's a pain in the butt, guys. I think they could just do away with the armor system altogether and just leave it with the base, like how you normally have your basic normal health system, okay? We don't need armor. And if you're gonna put armor, then at least don't nerf the guns, bump up the guns so that they make a difference. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here of what suggestions Treyarch could do to make that a little bit more balanced, because I cannot tell you how many times I died while shooting someone who was wearing armor and turned around and just shotgunned me in the face. So that was frustrating. Now, other than that, since I just kind of segued into some of the things that I thought were, you know, that could have got some improvement, or the cons of the game. So one, like I just mentioned, is the armor. The other thing is they took away the single player campaign. Okay, now personally, I think the only single player campaigns I've played recently was up until Advanced Warfare. I played Ghosts, I played Modern Warfare, all of them. I played all the Black Ops except 3 and basically anything that came out after Advanced Warfare. I was never a single player campaign type person for Call of Duty. It's always been about the multiplayer. And I think, you know, I guess my thought process on that is they addressed what a lot of people are looking for in this game, and most people pick up Call of Duty just to play multiplayer. But here's the caveat. Someone who doesn't have good internet connection or is down for a while, you really don't have much to do aside for some boring training stuff with the specialist and kind of go through these teeny tiny little mini stories of each one, which frankly I didn't even bother wasting my time with. And second, why are you charging $60 for a game that's exclusively multiplayer, Treyarch? I mean, you guys should think about that. $60 for a game that doesn't have a single player campaign in it is, to me, a little bit of a ripoff, especially considering they still have a loot box system coming into the game. So that's like, I'm not too happy with that. I'm not to say that I'm missing out on the single player, but hey, if you want to ditch it, let me feel it when I buy the game as well. All right, and then here's probably my biggest complaint with this game. It's the graphics. Yes, the resolution is great. Yes, the frame rates are great. If I show you guys side-by-side comparison of the reimagined maps from back in 2008, let's look at Slum for an example. This map looks almost identical to what it did in 2008. It's really hard to see the generational gap between an Xbox 360 and Xbox One X on a map like this. And even in the beta, I noticed that the graphics were not that great of the game. Like, it looked very cartoonish, almost like Fortnite. Not really, but kinda. And I thought it would get better, and frankly it didn't. So I'm a little disappointed in the way that the graphics are of this game. Yeah, there's some cutscenes that look good. Yeah, like when you start a match and you see your specialist holding their gun and stuff, that looks kind of cool. But when you're actually just running through fields or you're running through a city area, it doesn't look like, hey, I'm playing a game from 2018, not from 2008. And I think that, you know, again, comes down to price. I paid $60 for this game. I was expecting it to look a lot more nicer and have a single player campaign. But aside from all of that, guys, the game looks and runs really well the way it's intended to. Like I said, graphics may not be the best, but the game runs really well. I've had so much fun with this. The zombie modes on this game was, you know, a different refresh. Personally, I think the one in Infinite Warfare Zombieland, that was my favorite of all the zombie series that have ever come out for any of the Call of Duty games. But I like this one too. It's pretty cool. Like, you're in this arena type area and you're running around, and then at some point in time, or like a couple levels in, this giant ass zombie just comes and starts chasing you, and he's jumping and smashing. And it's just like, it reminded me of like one of those scenes in God of War, or actually, sorry, not God of War. It reminded me of one of those scenes in Doom where the Hell Knight just comes and jumps at you. He was doing things similar to that, and it was pretty cool. So the zombie modes is really entertaining. It's pretty good. I enjoyed my time doing that. Blackout, a much more like, you know, a surprise to me, like how good and how well executed that was by Treyarch. I wasn't expecting them to do it this well. I kind of got bored of Battle Royale, but I think, you know, where Battle Royale was just starting to get a little bit like, you know, people are getting bored of it. Fortnite is very popular, everyone knows, but now the videos are starting to tone down. I think Blackout is revitalizing that and bringing back some life into this category of Battle Royale. So I'm curious to see what kind of maps that Treyarch is going to bring out, and I'm pretty sure in the Season Pass and DLC, they're going to do something more than just the original map that's on there now, as they always do with multiplayer. Which, speaking about multiplayer, so I didn't really touch on this yet, and that's what the whole game is, but here's my thoughts on it. Multiplayer in this game is as fine and as polished a launch game can be. Now I say the word launch because you're always going to get patches that change certain things, like, you know, they'll nerf a certain gun and make stats get lower, or they'll make some kind of different kind of perk, or they'll add different guns into the game. They do a whole bunch of things with their patches to fix stability and bugs and all that. That across and that aside, basically the multiplayer is very well made. I did not have any trouble like aiming at someone and shooting them, and I have a pretty fast internet connection, and maybe that, like, I'm dealing with a 400 megabyte internet connection as of today, but I didn't have any lags. The hit detection, the hit marks on the actual characters that you're aiming at were perfect. Now what I did notice is that, like, you know, real time how bullets travel, and if you're shooting and someone's running a certain direction, if you shoot in front of them, it should really hit him with distance and time and wind and all that stuff. They don't have any of that, and I noticed that they used to have some of those features in some of the older CODs, but in Black Ops 4 they don't have it. If your aim is on top of the character and you hit the button and you press shoot or R2 or right trigger or whatever, it's gonna hit them right then and there. And it's really well balanced. So I like the mix of specialists that are included in the game. They all are pretty well balanced. I never felt like the guy in front of me who chose like the Ruin or chose the Firebreak or chose something else was overpowered and had some ability that I didn't. Personally, I think the one that I like to play with the most, I can't remember the specialist name. He's the one with a flashbang grenade and has the bullet shield that comes up. For the life of me, I can't think of the name right now, but basically, you find your specialist, you choose, you get some perks added. The creative class system is kind of similar like how it's been with all the CODs going forward. You get your different perks and different attachments that you can build your class with, and that's fine. Like, nothing new there, no surprises. I'm very comfortable with that system. I have been, and I don't want them to really change that and make it completely drastically different. I like the specialist thing. I think that was the only good thing that Black Ops 3 really had going for it, you know, aside from the double jumping crap. But now that they kept that, they kept the specials, and even most of them are the same ones that they've kept from the original one. I think they may have added a few. Actually, I'm pretty sure they added a few new ones from Black Ops 3. But overall, like, guys, this game is solid. Like, I know I don't really typically do game reviews. This is, in fact, the first game review I'm sharing with you guys. But honestly, this is a solid buy. Like, you need to go out and get this game. If you remotely had interest in COD at some point in time in your life and you got sick and tired of the freaking franchise, you will be happy to know that Black Ops 4 brings it back home, guys. Like, this game, seriously, it brought it back home for me. It brought it back home for tons of reviewers out there. It brought it back home for a lot of people. And I urge you to at least just go and try it. I mean, maybe not just watching the footage that I've shared with you guys throughout this video would be enough to really showcase the game, but I'm telling you, the game works really well. And you'll enjoy it the most if you have a PS4 Pro, if you're on PC, or if you're on an Xbox One X, where you get all those frame rates that, you know, some of the base consoles don't really get. So guys, that brings me to the end of this video. Like I said, this game is a solid buy. If you are new to Call of Duty, or you're, you know, existing Call of Duty fan and you kind of got bored of it, you need to try this game, like I mentioned. Let me know in the comments about what you guys think. Is this a game that you want to be picking up? Are you interested in it? Do you already have it? What are your thoughts on it? I'm really interested to see like what the actual gamers think about this game, aside from just myself. And if you guys like this, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button as well. And I will see you guys on my next video. Take care.